What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Reaction Examiner. I'm going to be going down 5 of the weirdest video games that take soccer to a whole new level, just in time for the World Cup. Let's make a goal and get through them all. Let's start with a retro classic. Number 1. So up first we got Kunio-kun. It's part of a bigger series. A lot of you may know it as River City Ransom. Now, I believe we didn't get a lot of these games in America except for River City Ransom, but Kunio-kun takes a lot of techno kind of styles. It's part brawler, part sports game series. There's racers, there's dodgeball. This one, it's a soccer one. And you know, you got these cute little characters with their fat, chubby little animations going around soccer fields. You can choose different teams. They all ultimately play the same, but they have wacky powers. You go down fields, you got weather effects, lightning striking down. There are crazy eyeballs popping out. If you played River City Ransom, it's basically that, but in soccer form. You can go around the field, punch people, try to make goals. It's pretty fun. It's a little hard to handle at first, I will admit, but as far as NES games go, it's pretty fun, especially for a soccer game. Number 2! Up next, we have Battle Soccer 2. Now, this is a weird mishmash by Band Presto, who takes a lot of series and mashes it together. This is not the first time that Kamen Rider, Ultraman, and Gundam have all been spliced into the same series. It's actually kind of a thing that they do in Japan. I wish a lot of our stuff would kind of meld together here. Imagine if Superman and Spider-Man and let's say Drake from Uncharted all get together on the soccer field and have a randy good time. Randy good time. That's like a gay sex? They have a sex on the field? Anyway, so this soccer game is kind of like Kunio-kun, where it's, you know, takes the concepts of soccer and puts it on its head. You can choose from different teams, there's different fields, and basically have superpowers kind of battling it out. I mean, ostensibly, it's superheroes and mechs, Gundams, fighting for supremacy over the field. I think I'm safe to say that myself and my fellow Americans would love to watch a sport that represented this kind of soccer instead of the soccer that we get now. I have nothing against soccer. I'm just saying, you know, my American brethren are just not into it. But give a mech with a gun, shooting people down as they're trying to get to the goal, now that's an American sport. Number 3. What? Did someone announce a new Mega Man game? No, unfortunately, this is a old Super Nintendo classic, Mega Man Soccer. This was, in my memory, if I think it's correct, the first game that Mega Man did a spin-off for. Especially, at least in America. But yeah, this is such a weird thing for Mega Man to go into. You know, you got the typical platforming formula where you fight bosses and you gain their powers and you do all kinds of cool shit. And then you take it to soccer. Now, I don't know why they did this, but actually Capcom went all out, and this is a pretty decent soccer game. There's tons of characters to choose from. They all have unique powers. There's fields based on a bunch of classic Mega Man levels. Now, they don't really look like the levels from the games, but I mean, the theme is there, and it's a little nice touch. It's, in terms of spin-offs, this is pretty good. I gotta say, Mega Man, you did pretty good. Now, if the only way to see Mega Man is a sequel to this game, I wouldn't be too upset, though. Capcom, sell yourself already. Make Nintendo buy you or something. Please bring Mega Man back, please. Oh god. Number 4! Finally, we got a dud. Why did I include a dud in the best top 5? Because it's kind of hard to find 5 soccer games that aren't FIFA or whatever. Anyway, Disney Soccer Sports is a Game Boy Advance game, and like a lot of Game Boy Advance games, this game is horribly ugly. The sound is pitchy, it just... Okay, so the thing is, you got Mickey and Donald and all the Disney classics heading up these teams, but there's not that many teams to choose from. And it's really weird. I mean, Donald Duck, his team, I mean, he's a duck, and he's leading these bunch of roosters. Why not his nephews or some kind of other ducks? There's tons of ducks in Duckburg and other stuff. And Mickey Mouse, I don't know if he's leading mice or dogs or some kind of inbred in between. I have no idea. But the game doesn't really play that well. I mean, it seems the same concepts as the previous games, like Kunio-kun stuff. But it's just, yeah, it's a stinker. But, I mean, the concept of Disney characters duking on the battlefield is kind of interesting if they just put a little bit more time into it. Maybe a Kingdom Hearts soccer game would be pretty cool. Imagine how far up its own ass it would get with the plot. That would be incredible. Put that on the docket, Square Enix. I've bought that. Number 5! Last but not least, the craziest game on the list, Inazuma 11. Now, that sounds like a soccer team, no? Well, that is the name of the soccer team. So, this is a game from Level 5. They recently did Ni no Kuni, an RPG game, and they did the whole Layton series, which is a puzzle adventure game. Basically, they melded their RPG mechanical minds and their puzzly minds and story crafting minds, put it into a game, Inazuma 11. This series has been going on for a long time in Japan and Europe. Finally, a couple months ago, we actually got one of the games for the 3DS. And I don't know how the sales did. I know that it went on discount pretty fast. Probably because we're not big in soccer over here, and plus they didn't really advertise it. There was basically on a direct, and they're like, hey, this game's available now! Go buy it. And they didn't really haven't done advertising since. But let's get to the game. So, you follow this small middle school team, the soccer player, and he kind of is going through his whole thing and trying to get his team to the championship. You can recruit players, talk to players. The plot is very, Pokemon anime style, very kid-friendly, very wacky. The animations is pretty good. It's pretty good. The animations are pretty good. I mean, if you like Ni no Kuni and you like Layton and that kind of style, it all comes through here. The little characters are a little bit small to my liking. Plus, now this is a neat concept because it is an RPG. I'm not just talking about the story, but the gameplay is actually RPG based. And it reminds me of Blitzball, where everybody has stats, and you control everybody on the battlefield with the stylus. Now you move everybody around, and when you come in contact with somebody, if you're the one going towards the goal on the offense, you will have the option to, skid past them or block them or something. Now if you're on defense, you can do kind of the same thing, and depending what your stats are, they'll kind of like roulette, and you'll see who wins. Just like in Blitzball, probably the greatest interpretation of soccer and other sports in a video game ever. I can literally talk about Blitzball forever from Final Fantasy X, especially because I'm playing the HD port on the Vita and loving it. But as for this game, a lot of neat concepts. I like the idea of an RPG soccer game. However, it's a little too talky for my taste. And it's a real pain. It's a real pain to do everything with a stylus. I actually like using the stylus for some things, but when you make me have to use the stylus for controlling my characters, even though it kind of makes sense because you're making like little plays, it's really difficult. But again, cool concept, mishy-mashy execution.